Hi, morning students. We're moving on to volume. Okay, I'm sure most of you do not have much issue with the kilometer activities. So let's carry on to volume. Volume is another means for us to measure things that is occupying a specific space. So we have touched on this before, and we have learned about the various units in volume. So today we are not in particular we are not touching on the units, but more on how to calculate the number of cubes within a specific model. Okay, let's carry on. Looking at this model here, are we able to find out how many centicubes are there? So in order for us to do that, of course, some of you may say, oh, Mr. Leong, I can do the count, but let's do the professional way, okay? So how do we do that? So by just looking at the area of base, just referring to your student book, page 67, okay? So whatever I'm doing is aligned with what you need to do later on. So first we need to find the area of base. So how do we find the area of base? So let's find the number of cubes along the length. So there are 6 of them, that's why there are 6 cm. And along the width, there are 4 of them, so 4 cm. So the area of base is 24 cm square. Next question, you say how many layers are there on this model? So there are 2 levels here. So there are 2 layers. Okay, there are 2 layers. So to find the number of cubes, it simply means 24 cm cube, meaning there are 24 cm, there are 24 cubes at the base, and the height is 2. So that's why 24 times 2. So in total, there are 48 cubes. Easy, isn't it? Okay, let's move on. Let's look at this one, okay? I will give you some time to look through. Okay, tell me how many cubes are there in this model. Okay, using the same procedure to find the base, there are 3 cm, there are 3 of them along the length, and there are 2 of them along the width. That's why 3 times 2 is 6. So that's the area of the base, and there are 4 layers, and the total volume will be 6 times 4. So there are actually 24 cubes in this model here. Okay, moving on, next question. Oh, look at this massive one. Not to worry, step by step. But unfortunately, the length is actually on this side here because the length is always defined as the longer side, isn't it? So how many are there? 2, 4, 6, 8 of them. So there are 8 along the length, and there are 4 along the width. What's 8 times 4? That's right, there are 32 along the base. So what do we need to do next to find the total number of cubes on this model? That's right, we need to find the number of layers. So how many layers are there? There are 5 layers. That's right, so to find the number of cubes on this model is simply 32 times 5, which is 116. Well done for those who have gotten this correct. Let's move on to another interesting one. What about this one? This is not a regular model, but even though there is uh, some things that we can take note of, okay, using the same concept, instead of looking at the layers from the base, you can actually see that this cube is like a step model cube, whereby every layer which is along the side here. So look at this layer here. There are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 cubes. So you see there are 11 cubes on one layer. You see, this is the first layer. Second layer is here. Third layer. And then the fourth layer. You see that? And there are a total of 4 layers. So to find the total number of cubes on this model, it is 11 times 4. So there are 44 cubes in this model. Okay? Move on to some interesting one. Okay, towards the end of the page, you are required to find, how many of these smaller boxes can be fitted into a bigger container or box. So few concepts that you need to know. Okay, first, you got to ask yourself, how many 20 cms? Okay, because each of these smaller boxes is 20 cm. So how many 20 cms can I fit along here? That's right, 100 divided by 20. So which is 5. So over here, I can put 5 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I can put 5 of them. What about along the width? How many can we put? Is it the same length? It is still the same length as the front here. So you can put another 5 of them. And what about the top here? It is still the same as the length here. So you can put another 5. So in order, we don't add them, because we can put 5 here, and 5 here. So in total, we can actually put 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125 boxes packed into this container. Okay, so have fun completing page 67 on student book. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye.